Hello, wonderful traders. Dadas here, speaking to you from the Dadas trading room on Discord platform, and I invite you sincerely over there. I stream my trading every day. Okay, during the London session and during the American session, of course, USA. Now, I wasn't able to do my daily recap last night because I had a very important and very interesting phone call, and the conversation took us over 2 hour time. So basically, and it was during the time that I usually record my daily recaps. So my conversation ended well after midnight, which of course made it quite difficult for me to record the daily recap. So thus I'm doing it today on Saturday. So what happened on Friday on the DAX 30 index? Well, we can take a look. Well, first of all, yesterday was the first Friday of the week, so that's when USA publishes pretty significant macroeconomical data concerning the unemployment and stuff like that. So it's called NFP, non-farm payrolls, something like that, and. Yeah, that news usually has some influence on the market. It used to be, some years ago, these data or these news usually had a greater impact on the markets. Not so much today, these days, but still, there are some symptoms. Usually, you can basically see that. Friday's daily range was only 183 pips, so that's like pretty much unusual for what has recently been happening. So it's basically the lowest value of 2 weeks right now. And basically most of the movement was made on the Asian session, and then directly right here before the opening on the Frankfurt session, the market practically went flat and started moving sideways with a little bit more of a volatility during the Frankfurt and the London opening. So but anyways, there was a cluster of consolidations right here. So basically, the market didn't do much until it broke down right here, and there was an opportunity for a short, but I wasn't trading right there. When I was trading, I already saw the situation, so I had a signal. I didn't actually see the signals because I had my signals switched off, but I saw this zone, the support zone right here. I saw the price action, a very typical price action, support, breakout, retest, and the price is kind of, I don't know, tending upwards. So I got in long like this. The only thinking was that I knew that it was the news day, the important news day. I kind of figured out that the market was kind of slow because of that, because the market was waiting for the news, and then and basically here the price was pretty much moving steadily in one direction. But I thought that I didn't want to risk too much today, so I went in on the minimum lot, and I held it out all the way to my take profit, as you can see. And all of a sudden everything looks brighter because I even got a minimum slippage in my favor, right? upwards. So yeah, so that was a very nice trade, even though if I had gotten in at my typical calculations, risk percent, I would have made much more, but relatively. But but the trade was satisfactory. Now, what happened later on? We can see that later on the market started again consolidating. Only this time the volatility kind of went up, and the market obviously became more nervous. I mean, watching the price action. The market started behaving in such a way that they could see some nervousness on the market, and then there was the news hour. So I did, of course, I try not to trade during those moments because anything can happen. And what happened later on? Well, like I said, I didn't have those signals turned on. I figured out right here that the market. I figured out that it's already. It was enough times. So after the news, right? So I figured out. Well, it pretty much looks like they're gonna continue up, right? Because I saw that that the daily range was still below average right here, right? Was very much still below average and then still below typical, right? Because I mean the lowest value right here was the lowest value was right there, 228 pips. So 228, 230. So I was figuring that they should go for at least 200, somewhere around 200 pips. So I figured out that this would be a good situation to go long. Well, but actually it wasn't. I mean, at least it required to put my stop loss much wider than I was ready to, and that's why I got the stop loss. But later on, seeing the way price behaved at this level, I simply behaved and started going up. I simply not turned around, but took another long at the same volume, and you can see by the pips that I recovered all of this loss plus a little bit more. Now, but however, I saw that the cluster of consolidations right here didn't become smaller, but became even bigger. So I thought that this is still not a trending moment, and I was right. I stopped trading. You see, the price came back down, and basically it was moving sideways, only in a bigger range, right? Bigger volatility range. Now the moment that was a pretty good moment for a short was right here when these consolidations right there showed up, and they showed a typical price action of a high, low, and a lower high, right? And a breakout from this consolidation. So basically, there was a pretty good. I mean, basically, this would have been the best context to trade because of the price being somewhere in, or this one, or perhaps here a bearish candle inside, which practically covers the whole consolidation, and that would have been a good trade. Well, such a breakout, even though it worked out right here perfectly, it's not always safe to trade such a breakout because the breakout is a bit too big, and there might be a chance that the price doesn't reach the take profit. But anyways, it did. Now, what happened right here? At this moment, like I said, at this moment, all day I was trading without my signals, and I was trading. I was kind of trying to play around with these zones. So, because I thought that there's too many of them, so I decided to lengthen the period. Basically, the period used for the zones is what was used to be 24. I lengthened it to 54, and I didn't get this this zone. I didn't get this zone at all. But yeah, and the price was moving back down right here, so I jumped in. I jumped in short, and I jumped in from my. I don't remember if it was exactly like that. No, probably not like that, or maybe like that. Yeah, probably like that. And I jumped in directly from my expert advisor, and it calculated 3.4 lots. So that was pretty thick. I mean, pretty heavy. Anyways, you see that the price base didn't. I mean, if I had this zone earlier, I wouldn't have gotten in short right there. But that was unfortunate because the market actually. I should have listened to this signal, and that would have been the right signal because that was a bullish demand signal. So if this is a bullish demand signal, well, basically I shouldn't have been going down, but I should be going up. And you can see that basically that's what the market did, right? Exactly. And I was pretty lucky that the market came back, and I closed my my position at any profit at all, right? Because I put my stop loss all the way right there. I mean, that stop loss would have cost me pretty much, right? I mean, relatively. Not that would have hurt me or anything because I'm trading on a small account right here. But but relatively it would have been a mistake, a big mistake. Nevertheless, pretty lucky that the market gave me an opportunity. So I decided to go back to a little bit, not to 24, but to period 27. But for my zones here. But nevertheless, I shouldn't have been going short in this situation. And probably if I had seen this support zone already, I wouldn't have been going short right there. Yeah. So basically, you see, most of the things that you're learning about price action and candles, it's a whole lot of bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. Or at least somebody is using that to their advantage and to your disadvantage. So basically, I'm also thinking right now about turning off the zones themselves, because I can turn off the zones themselves and I can then have only those lines, right? So those lines are pretty much enough to see where the market is going. So basically, that's why I was trying to go in long right here, because basically we were on the breakout, right? On the breakout of some support, and the signal was right there, right? The signal was right there. So yeah, but true that the price was below. That's another thing, that the price was below my entry zone here. So if the price was below my entry zone, then it's basically wasn't going up, right? It was going down. So yeah. So that was a bit of a false concept right there. Anyways, that's what happened. So I haven't recovered my all my losses from silver yet, but I'm going forward. I'm going slowly forward. So we're going back to base, right? We had a dip, unfortunate, a small flash crash on our equity or on our balance, perhaps. And now we're moving backwards up to the base, and when we reach the base again, we're gonna go on. I just hope that I stop having these wild ideas from time to time to prove something, and like with this silver thing. I was actually trying to prove something to somebody on another forum, and that's why I got engaged in that shit that I shouldn't have even been touching. Okay, so anyways, that's it for this daily recap. I'm gonna have a busy Saturday because I have to do the weekly recap for for my VIPs, and and I have some ideas in my head that I need to put into code and check something out. Okay, so thanks a lot for this daily recap, this late one, but still. So please please subscribe if you already haven't, hit the notification bell, join my Discord server, my Dada's Trading Room server on the Discord platform. I stream every day. I stream live during the basically the European session and the American session. And if you can, please become my patron. If you become my patron on patreon.com, Dada's Trading System Workshop, the link is also below in the description. You'll be granted the VIP role on my Dada's Trading Room, and you'll be granted lots and lots of benefits. Okay, thanks a lot for today. Have a nice weekend, and see you next time. Bye.